And we're hot.
Back in the studio.
Happy New Year.
Yes. 2026.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
May there be many gobblers fall.
Oh, and I hope I put my fair share of them down.
Speaking of gobblers, though, I mean, we're into the new year. Boy's just right around the corner.
Listen, as Cuz Strickland would say, my switch is about to flip.
Yeah.
And this may be the kickoff to flipping.
Could be.
We're going to have somebody pretty good on tonight. Before we go there, though, I mean, what do you got any New Year's resolution?
Don't shoot no tree.
I was going to say that. I couldn't think of that for myself.
I mean, I managed that in 25. I didn't kill any trees.
No trees.
Didn't kill as many birds as I wanted, but hey, I'm grateful for everyone I get to kill.
Me too.
Or get an opportunity to hunt.
I hope we have fantastic weather. All of our dates can work out. We get drawn for Iowa. And, you know, I was talking to Roger Petty, and you talked to him, prayers for him, speedy recovery. Nothing major, so don't worry about it. He's a private person. I'm not going into it. But he's going to be hunting with us when we go to Missouri and Iowa, which will be our first day of the hunt will be the 21st of
When
April.
he gets done hunting with us, he'll have to write 3 more books because there's always something going on.
He can write a whole book just on this trip. But
I think he's coming
he's
right
told
with
me,
us, right?
Well, I think so.
I think we're all going
It all
together.
depends. He's going to put in for the 4th season in Illinois, 4th
Right.
and 5th season.
Oh,
And I'm still not sure you can do that, but you couldn't get a turkey every season. I believe how many can you kill up there, 2?
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he could put in and kill 1 during the 4th season, but if he killed 2, he couldn't hunt the 5th season. More for us. But, so anyway, but he said, when I was talking to him, and I know y'all, you're going to hear a lot about it, but I said, so we'll have to leave on sometime on the 20th or 19th. He said, well, it depends on what state. I don't know what state we're going to start in. He said he would talk to Tommy.
Tommy said when we were together in Birmingham that we would start in Missouri.
Well, we will firm all that up February 14th or so at the National Wild Turkey Federation.
He had his reasonings for us starting in Missouri.
All right. Well, anyway, we will just have to map it out and know when we're leaving. I know we finish on the 24th or come home on the 24th.
Day after my wife's birthday.
Well, she'll get over it.
She always does.
25th, we should have been in Tweed, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see.
Cousin.
Oh yeah. you're going to, that thick beard's got to go though. You're going to have to get more of that line around the chin.
We can do it.
Okay. We could make Roger drive and he could carry us to the airport and we could just fly to Toronto and hunt. And,
we definitely have to work on some logistics between now and then.
yeah, well, I think we could do it. Roger said it's not a big deal flying into Canada with a weapon. I said, I know that. I said, I'm more worried about just getting on the airline with them, making sure that's right. I said, I can handle the Canada now. I know. I still got all my paperwork.
I'll have to go do another one.
What do you mean you have to do another one? You have to get your gun re-inspected?
I take the new one.
I wouldn't. Well, whatever. Make it hard on yourself. Quit buying dang guns.
I hope.
Get you a gun and stick with it. Damn you turkey hunters that got 14, 15 different guns. You know what I do? I retire a gun. I will shoot this 20 gauge probably till I die now. I've done all my 12 gauges slide back in the case. And, now if somebody wants to swap me, a 20 gauge, a good 20 gauge for a nice 12 gauge auto loader or pump, I might do that. But when I get a gun that shoots, it's like my 7 Mag. I've been shooting it since 98. You know how many I've bought since 98? 0. I have not bought another hunting rifle. Now, I've acquired a couple. I got my cousin's 308. I bought an AR, but it's not for deer hunting. I might shoot a pig with it. But dang, you guys.
Well, I've moved to a semi-auto. This is new for me. My first semi-auto.
Well, you'll never go back. You'll never go back. And I hear them guys all the time. I shot a semi-auto. I went back to a pump. What the hell's wrong with you people?
They ain't no click with a pump.
All right. Before we get too deep, we do have a special guest that's going to probably flip our switch. We'll probably talk a little deer, but we're going to talk some turkey. But this guy, some of you probably have heard of him if you follow Fistful of Dirt or know anything about southern grown hunting. Tonight we've got Jessie Fish. His saga really got started. He met Cuz, I think, at the turkey convention a couple years ago in Nashville, and let him know he had never killed a turkey. That ain't the whole podcast we're going to talk about, but we'll get into that story. But we're just going to call and check out when we're all friends on Facebook. And me and him's private messaged a little bit before.
We spoke to him at the Buckmasters.
At the Buckmasters, we saw him. So I guess, unless you got anything else, let's go talk to Jessie Fish.
Sounds good. Well, we're here with a special guest tonight, Jessie Fish. Jessie, you there?
Yes, sir.
Man, thanks for being on here. We appreciate it.
Nope. No problem. Thanks for having me, man.
Well, you know, you've kind of become a kind of celebrity turkey hunter.
Yeah, by accident. Definitely one of the best accidents that's ever happened in my life. It's not something that I necessarily wanted to brag about because nobody wants to be famous for not killing a turkey. But I don't know if I would have happened to bump into Cuz and Laureen and all that stuff, and then have the opportunity to meet Steve Green with Southern Grown Hunting, and man, it's turned into a turkey killing fool.
Yeah, and we're friends with every one of them too. I mean, we've hunted down with Steve. Matter of fact, you know, Eddie goes down there and hunts with him, and that kind of thing. That's where we met Steve Green at, and he's as good as there is out there.
Yes, sir.
The guy got a heart of gold. He really does. And of course,
yes,
Cuz.
He's a great dude.
I mean, what can you say about him? He's just a legend. And Laureen or Lauren or whatever you want to call her. You know, we actually had her on our podcast one time. We went over there.
That's one of my favorite podcasts of y'all's.
Really? Good deal.
Yes, sir. I love Lauren.
Oh, she is as sweet a true, what'd you call her?
True Southern woman.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
She is.
She gave us, and I don't know, did you go up to their studios? Y'all record remote?
We recorded over the phone.
Okay.
For a couple of weeks. I've been to West Point, like just to go shopping at the Mossy Oak store, but I've never been like to the Camo Cave or anything in there. Not yet. That's on the to-do list, but we just did it over the phone.
We went over and we carried all of our equipment, and when we got up there, she had basically the same board we have and everything. So we decided we just use her stuff. Now, Cuz, I thought he might drop in, but he was up there, but he stayed out because that was her podcast, you know, the first one she'd ever been on. And
oh, cool.
So, and I don't know if she's been on any others since then, but we had the hardest time. She had her board set up, and listen, I do the best I can. We don't do a ton of editing. You know, she is a master when it comes to video and sound and all that. That's all she's ever done since college is produce, you know, Mossy Oak hunting videos and that Fistful of Dirt podcast and that kind of thing. Well, her board was set up a little different than mine. And we record here, and probably it won't mean much to anybody, but people that do it will know we're all on one track. I mean, everything is together. I can't separate me from you or Dustin. We're all recording together. Well, hers is set up a little different, best I can tell. It's in separate tracks. That way she can be in the genius she is with all that kind of stuff. You know, if my voice is a little bit low, she can go in there and turn me up, and I'll be sounding just like the rest of everybody else. Well, that just screwed up when I was trying to get this thing edited and uploaded. And for some reason, I was missing the very end of the podcast. And I was in a panic because my favorite thing was she said, see you in 7 days right there at the end.
Oh, nice.
But that was the part that was missing. And me and her, bless her heart, I know she didn't have to, but me and her talked, transferred files back and forth for days. And even, I mean, when she was at home in the evening time, and just as sweet, but we got it done. I learned a little bit on it, and I learned from now on, I'll use my own equipment. Nothing, if I'd been doing it the other way, I probably would have known everything, but it just made the file just this humongous file being 4 tracks. And maybe she has a way of combining them and reducing the size. I don't know.
I gotcha.
But it was a nightmare. It was one of my favorite we've ever done, but one of the hardest ones I ever tried to produce or edit and I had to edit. I had to go in there and splice stuff together to make it work. And
oh, wow.
I think it turned out okay. And if you said you liked it, it was great.
It was like dropping your ice cream cone.
Now, Cuz kind of critiqued us. He said we talk too much.
I
mean, on one of his podcasts, and we do like to talk. Now, I'm a very quiet guy, as you can tell. But he said he made that. It almost got under my skin, but Cuz is Cuz. And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
It was probably helpful advice anyway. So, Cuz, we try not to talk too much, but we talk anyway. And I hope to get him on here one of these days.
Man, that'd be awesome. I mean, that Joker's all over the place, but one of those things you always hear is, you never want to meet your heroes. And being a little kid watching Hunt in the Country, TNN, all that jazz, I've always looked up to Cuz, and I've loved him and, Mossy Oak. And whenever we got to meeting, and I met him a couple of times, just kind of like how I'd met y'all in passing. But whenever he was intrigued by, my lack thereof and the turkey woods, and we got to talking, man, that it didn't end there. My wife, like I told you, wound up having some medical issues. He was calling me. I was in the hospital with her for months on end, and him and Steve Green and Lauren were just checking on me, praying over me. I mean, we'll have a hurricane pop up in the Gulf. I'm down here close to Pensacola, and we'll have a hurricane pop up, and Lauren will send me a text saying, hey, check out our weather guy. He's saying it's headed your way. So, I mean, just the nicest people you can ever meet. And I mean, just blessed to even know them and ran across them.
That's exactly how I feel. And that's one of the things I think Dustin and he can agree or disagree, but since we got into this podcast world and we travel turkey hunt a lot. And
yes, sir.
We would talk turkeys 24/7 on this podcast, but I think people get sick of it. Matter of fact, we had already said come January, as Cubs would say, we're flipping our switch. So you are really kind of a kickoff where we're, I guess we're going to end up talking mainly turkeys. I don't know. I don't know where we'll go with it, but as January moves into February and we get closer to the NWTF, are you coming up to the NWTF this year?
Yes, sir. We don't have a hotel booked, but we will be there. We've been going there for 7-8 years straight.
Well, we'll be at the Legacy Game Calls booth. We kind of represent them and help them all we can, go up and turkey hunt with them in Illinois and that kind of stuff. So
yes, sir.
So be sure and look us up. I mean, I can't guarantee, well, in the heat of battle, we're there because they're just so busy. But we do.
That's a busy place.
Oh my goodness! People that have never been do not realize how packed that place is, and it's nonstop. And I can't imagine this year being the 50th anniversary. What all's going to go on, and every year it grows. I just can't believe they could get more 90,000 people through that place. But I look for it to be over 100,000 this year.
Oh, easily. It just gets so much bigger every year. But yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all up there.
Well, we look forward to seeing you. And like you said, you live close to Pensacola.
Yes, sir.
Well, y'all is there a lot of turkeys in the Panhandle area?
Not necessarily around me, over a little east of us. There's, you get in between, say, Okaloosa County and over towards Tallahassee and towards Steve's area. They start getting more densely populated. But I think for every turkey that's in our woods, we've got 75 turkey hunters going after it on the public land. So it's a kill or be killed out there for sure.
That makes it challenging right there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, I guess before we get too deep, because we kind of hit on it, go ahead and for everybody that don't know, let's just get this story out of the way as far as, and then we'll kind of dig into you, but how you came about on this famous turkey killer and what happened and, how that went. As far as
yeah, for sure. So, like I said, my wife and I, my birthday's, early February. So I just make it a joke that that's my birthday present. We go up to NWTF, and we had been going up a couple years in a row. And my wife had never hunted. She never shot guns or anything before we met. And by the time we got into the NWTF shows, she was really enjoying it. And she's always loved Cuz. And so one time Cuz was there with his wife and Lauren was there. And I think we had just listened to him speak, or we're about to listen to him speak. And she loves to listen to him talk. And whenever we were walking by, she goes, "Oh my gosh, that's his wife. That's his wife." He talks about Yaya all the time. And we just happened to be walking by, and she's like, "I want to meet her." And so we just got to talking, and Lauren was just as nice as could be, and Yaya, Miss Pam, was just as nice. And we happened to say something. She's like, "How long you been turkey hunting?" and blah blah blah. And I said, "Well, going on 10 years now. But I still haven't killed one." And Lauren's jaw about dropped, and she said, "Do what?" And I said, "Yes, it's a long story." In Florida, when I first started hunting, it was only till half a day in the morning, and then they started expanding it over the years. But I was like, I work full time. I get ultimately 2 half days each week to turkey hunt and hunting public land, and just got talking. And she's like, "My dad has to hear your story. Would you be willing to come on the podcast?" And I said, "I don't think anybody wants to hear somebody not kill a turkey after listening to Dave Owens or Shane Simpson or Cuz talk about all that stuff." And she goes, "No, there's more people out there that might relate with you." And, I kind of had some hesitation because it was embarrassing a little bit. Right. But man, they talked me into it, and that was the best experience. I mean, like I said, they're just salt of the earth folks, and I had so many people reach out to me and say, "Man, I'm on my 15th year. Like, what kept you going? What's this? What's that?" So, but yeah, and it turned into, and I'm referring to, like you alluded to, the Fistful of Dirt podcast, the Mossy Oak Properties, and so it turned into like a weekly check-in to where he would call and check in on me. And, I was trying different tactics, and I was hunting harder and harder each time. And some folks had reached out to Cuz inviting me to come hunting with them. And, I was kind of against it at first because I've been hunting this a long time. I've been around birds. I just hadn't been able to pull the trigger. I've messed up every which way you could mess up, right? And I was like, well, I don't want to necessarily go out and just have somebody put me on a bird. But me and Cuz were talking, and he's like, "Hey, listen, this dude right here," he's like, "he seems legit. I checked him out. He's really genuine. He wants to help you out. I think you should give him a chance." And that's the best thing that could have ever happened, because that was Steve Green. And as you know, Steve is just a stand-up gentleman, and he is a man after God's own heart. And he invited me in. We met up, we fellowshiped, we talked about each other as families, learned about each other, and took me hunting. And let me tell you what, man, it's it was a good hunt. It didn't work out, and I was like, hey, there's nothing different between me hunting and me going hunting with somebody else. And man, just out of nowhere, turkey coming drumming. First time really I'd ever heard one, and got the bird. And I think Steve was more excited than I was. But let me tell you what, I mean, on the podcast, it started blowing up, and just really introduced me to a lot of folks that I'd never met, and obviously you through Steve and Dustin. So it's been a fun whirlwind. Now my boy's ready to get on a bird this year for the first time.
Oh, that will be exciting right there.
Yeah.
I've got an 11-year-old grandson, so that tells you how old I am. But he is autistic. He's high functioning, so he shows some emotion and that kind of stuff. But he finally asked me this year. He's never deer hunted with me. He's never turkey hunted, but he said I guess this was back. God, I don't know how long ago it was. It was back in the summer, late fall. Yeah, I guess summer, maybe around 4th of July. He said, "Pops, you think I could kill a turkey?" And you just don't know what that did to me. And I said, "Jackson,"
Man, I bet.
I said, "Of course you can kill a turkey." I said, "Do you think you can shoot the gun? Because loud noises are hard for him." And
Gotcha.
As a little kid, his dad was a Marine. They were, they're always Marines. I guess he's not active anymore. He got out, but he was stationed at Camp Pendleton, and they had base housing, and we were out there visiting. And he was just a little guy then, but when these big helicopters or planes would fly over, and this base housing, they didn't have air conditioning. You had open, your windows and doors were open. He would run. I'm talking about a little bitty kid run and close all those doors so he didn't hear that noise.
Oh, wow.
And so I said, "You think you can handle the noise?" "Oh, yeah. Yeah." And I said, "Well, we'll wear hearing protection, and that kind of thing." And we've progressed on, and he said, "Well, what about a deer?" I said, "Oh, well, I know you kill a deer because I've still got all my kids, little 708 and that kind of thing." I said, "Yes, sir." And we got up there up at my shop, and so I set up a target and, put his hearing protection on. And I'm telling you, I was just letting him shoot a little 17 bolt action, because it's almost identical, same size as that little Model 708 that he will be shooting. And man, I don't know if it's from playing video games. I don't know what he was doing, but he was knocking the center out of that bullseye. I mean, almost every shot. And
that's awesome.
He shot it so much, he said, "Pop, can I shoot it without hearing protection?"
Oh, wow.
And I said, "You think, of course, I want him to wear it all the time because I'm nearly deaf now from, growing up, not doing that." Mm-hmm. And he said, "I just want to see what it sounds like." And he shot it, and a 17's pretty loud. I mean, it's louder than a 22. And when he shot it, he looked at me, he said, "Well, that wasn't too bad." And I said, "Well, it'll be fine then." So he's going to come stay with me, not this weekend, but next weekend. And we're going to go up here behind. I got a shop up on the hill behind the house, and I got a feeder and a little green field on the power line. And I feel sure he's going to get a shot at at least a doe. I hope one of the little small, I don't care what comes out, he can shoot it. So, I don't even know if I got a weird doe season here.
13th.
Huh?
13th. It comes back in.
Oh, does it? Okay. Yeah. Our zone up here kind of weird.
Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yeah, it comes back in. So he's good.
Okay. Well, he's going to be good.
If it's brown, it's down.
He's going to be good anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, Skippy.
So, anyway.
Well, that's awesome. I hope that works out for him.
And I can't wait to hear your turkey hunting stories with your son. I hope and pray that you get him one in less than 10 years.
Yes, sir. And the conundrum that I've been running into is I was like, well, daggum, this joker's probably going to shoot it, if we get a chance in the first couple, and then think it's easy. And I was like, that's the last thing that I want him to do, but I want him to like it. So I definitely don't want it to take 10 years.
No. And and I know I'm not even giving Dustin time to even talk, but my oldest son, that was exactly what happened to him. It came too easy. His first deer was a little old doe. He shot it. First little old buck was a little spike. I mean, real quick, we went on a turkey hunt. First time out, maybe second time out, he killed one. Guess what happened to him? He cared nothing for it for a long time. He's back in it now. He's in the same hunting club that I'm in, and we hunt. I'm talking about from about 10, 12 on. He didn't hunt anymore until just 3 or 4, 5 years ago. And
wow.
His little brother, everything came hard. And he was my hunter. I mean, if I was in the woods, he was in the woods. Because he told me one time we were turkey hunting, and we had tried and tried and tried. And we finally had some jakes come in, and he was going to have to shoot left-handed. And he tried and shot. He was crying. We were sitting against a tree. He said, Daddy, I think God just don't want me to kill a turkey. And I said, son, I don't think God doesn't want you to kill a turkey, but he's just not making it that easy on you. You'll appreciate it more. And he turned out to be, he's a good deer hunter and a good turkey hunter, but he lives in North Carolina
awesome.
now. So I don't get to see or hunt with him much. Maybe we'll hunt a little bit when he comes home for Christmas. What do you got, Dustin? You sitting over there just looking off in the
I'm just enjoying it.
See, I told you I don't talk a whole lot.
Well, I mean, talking about
I
all
believe
this,
it.
I've got to get my 14-year-old daughter in the woods this year. She said she was going with me and Uncle Anthony last year, and she took off to the beach for spring break instead of going with us.
Jesse, I was looking so forward to that. I was going to sit in the blind, run the camera,
Call.
He was going to be sitting there beside her, helping her, calling. Come youth weekend, she's in Panama City.
She
Where'd she
smoke.
go?
I think
Panama City.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, spring break. The beach overruled the turkeys.
But now
for her.
she's telling me and Uncle Anthony she's going to be there this year. She's not going to miss it. So we'll see.
We'll see.
She'll be 15 then, so she'll be driving.
That'll be her last.
Y'all better have something good to have her to beat Panama City Beach on spring break.
I'll be honest with you. When I was 15 years old, I'd have probably skipped out on turkey hunting too. I was a late in life turkey hunter. I didn't start until I was I was married and probably late 20s, I guess.
I was 30.
I didn't. It took me, I don't know how many years. I didn't kill one for first 4 or 5 years. So, it's a struggle everybody faces. And I don't know if you had any mentors or people. Now, I'm an old guy. We didn't have YouTube. I didn't have nothing. And the old turkey hunters, they wouldn't tell you anything back in the.
Exactly.
They'd lie to you. Matter of fact.
The guy that introduced
yes, sir,
me
outright.
to it. Yep.
So
the guy that introduced me to it, he killed the bird right out from in front of me. Didn't even give me a shot at it. I still give him a hard time about it.
I feel his pain. You shot one right out in front of me in Canada past year.
Well, we didn't have a chance to mess that up.
Oh Lord,
we had a blast there. Though.
Listen,
Man.
we've had. I'll tell you what, and we don't talk about the geographical location a whole lot up in there where we were. We were in northern Ontario, and I'm going to tell you, Jesse, they have turkeys up there. They have turkeys there like we had in the 90s here.
Oh wow!
I mean, there's no decline up there in that part of the world. I don't know about the rest of Canada.
It's like I-65.
All I was told when we were there was, please don't tell people. We don't want, flooded with people, hunters and that kind of thing. And listen, it's not easy to get to anyway. It was 18 hours worth of driving. So
you got to know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah. You're not going to you're not going to knock on doors up there being you could probably be Canadian, get told no, but for sure, if you're an American, now everybody was super nice. Don't get me wrong. We met and made friends with one of the finest, what is he?
Amish.
I was wanting to say Mennonite. Yeah. And that's where Dustin and I both killed turkeys on his farm. But we hunted.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
We hunted, 4 or 5 different places? Five different people's properties.
And same birds on all of them.
We got up there the first afternoon. We rolled in like Southern rednecks, okay? Now, it's May. It was the week before Memorial Day. So we're in shorts and a T-shirt when we spent the night in Detroit. And we were in shorts and a T-shirt when we left Detroit. But when we got up 6 hours further up the road. We got out of the car or truck, and it was 40 degrees.
And the wind blowing.
And they're all standing around in Carhartt pants and hoodies. And he's like, y'all need to change. We need to go. And we did. I changed right there in the yard.
Me too.
And we got in his truck or your truck? His truck. And I bet we didn't go 3 or 4 miles down the road, and there was a couple of big gobblers blowed up with a pile of hens. He said, what do you think about that? I'm in the front seat. Dustin's in the back seat trying to get his gun out of the case. And he said, oh, we can't hunt here. It was like, oh, what?
I was about.
Now he did. He called the landowner and all that, but he grew up in there. The guy that we invited us up. We really didn't hunt any of his property. He didn't have many birds right there on his place, on his little farm, but he grew up there. He knew everybody.
What's the limit like up there in Canada?
It's two birds. 2 birds.
What's really cool about Canada though, like if I've got 2 tags and I don't want to use one of them, you can use it. It's pretty cool.
You can give your buddy your tag.
Yeah,
legally.
Oh wow.
I think you.
I thought because we only bought a tag apiece. First off, we're going to try to be greedy, and we were limited on time. But after we both had killed, well, you kill first. And he had told us, and he said, I've got a tag that you can use. And we're like, man, that sounded kind of fishy to an American. I don't know anywhere in the United States you can do that. And he said, oh, no. That's how it is here. I can give you my tag and you can use it.
They can do that with deer as well, right? Ain't that what we got told?
I think so.
It's
weird up there. They got deer everywhere, huge deer, but they're not allowed to kill but one.
Either sex. You just
man, when we told Jake, the Amish guy, that in Alabama we could kill a doe a day, and that was now it's 2 a day in most areas here. A doe a day and $3. He was ready to get on a train and come to Alabama.
Yeah, and bring his freezer.
Yeah, bring a freezer with him. So it was exciting. But we're not here to talk about us. Cuz done said we talk too much about ourselves. So you got your bird with Steve. What did it take a couple of days, or didn't you have to come back?
No. No, sir. It was actually, we got it the first day that we went out. But he's got his property up there. And we heard some birds gobbling, got on them, got set up, and they went the other way. And, like I said, it was one of those things that just kind of reestablishes like, hey, I hadn't been messing up too terribly bad. I would have done the same exact thing that, this turkey thug just did right here. And so we moved around and, after a little while, Steve said, listen, there's this field over here and there's going to be birds over here. And he's like, I know there's going to be birds. And he said, I don't typically hunt with a decoy that often. He goes, but I'm going to set a decoy up. If we get one of these lone birds coming over here, he's like, we got a bird on camera all the time. It's, hopefully it'll get them coming in here. And man, I tell you what, whenever I heard that bird just,
oh yeah, there's nothing like it.
Strutting up, man. I felt all kinds of different things all at once, all kinds of crazy emotions, and that worked out. And then we went the next day. And we hunted that morning, and we didn't have any luck. We ran across, I think, some hogs and stuff. But I mean, we got to share a bunch of time in the woods, and he taught me a lot of stuff. And I know you mentioned earlier, about people I hunted with, and my brother is who really got me into turkey hunting, and he had moved away. He's in Huntsville now.
Oh, really?
So I hadn't been around him in a couple of years hunting. So it was, nice to share the woods with somebody like Steve. So it was, getting back to the roots a little bit. But yeah, man, that was a really good time. That bird was just a old bird, old swamp bird that I was super proud of that thing, and just, glad that everything worked out with
I
Steve.
wonder. I wish I knew which property. I got a feeling I know which one.
I think I know where they started.
Because if it was big hardwood swampy area, I know about where it was at. So, because we hunted a couple, 2 or 3 places, but you killed yours probably in the same place he's talking about. If it's the same property,
it sounds like y'all are smelling what I'm stepping in.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And
it's the first time that I had to worry about stepping on an alligator. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. We're talking about the same place. Beautiful woods, though. Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely.
We set up the first time we ever hunted there. We were wanting to go and kill us a Florida bird, and we were at the World Deer Expo in Birmingham, and we just happened up. No clue about Eddie Salter. I mean, he's been a hero of mine my whole life. Even before I turkey hunted, I knew everything about him. And anyway, we walked up to his table there, and his son-in-law was standing there, and we asked, we was going to talk to him. He said, well, he's doing a seminar, but he'll be right back. We were looking for a place, we weren't even looking for a Florida bird. We was looking for a bird in South Dakota or something. We was wanting to marry him. We done went out to Texas and killed a Rio. We was wanting to get us a marry him. We was trying to do our Grand Slam. And he said, well, here comes Eddie now. And of course, really the first real conversation we'd had with him. And it was like, I don't know this, how Eddie is. And he said,
yes, sir.
Something about, what do you think about, killing you a Osceola Florida bird? We go, oh yeah. But we figure, most places, if you want to do a pay hunt or something, you're going to wait a couple of years. He kept talking about it, and y'all should come hunt with us. I'm a little embarrassed how much it costs, and it wasn't even that costly. And when he told, and then anyway, I think Dustin, did you say? He said you should come hunt with us. Come down there and hunt with us or something. And Dustin said, "Are you talking about this year?" And that's before we even knew. It's kind of a charity hunt thing. Steve gave it, to like a missions thing. So, but
yes, sir.
As soon as he said that and said, "Yeah, I'm talking about this year," Dustin, he didn't even ask. He said, "We're in. Put us down." I'm going, "Whoa, this could be $5,000 or something," Of course, it was nothing because he said, "I'm a little embarrassed that it costs this much," and it really, compared to a lot of places we've been, it wasn't really nothing.
How many times you gonna get to hunt with a turkey man?
Well, and that was it. You're hunting with a master. I'd never met Steve Green. He told us about Steve, him and Steve, and he would come down there for the opening week and that kind of thing. But that first evening we was down there, Eddie had been in Ohio doing a show. And that man drove all night from Ohio. We were already in Florida. I talked to him. He came in. He stopped at his house. He packaged calls and addressed them to ship out. Got in his car or truck and drove to Gainesville and met us that morning, or was afternoon.
That evening?
That evening. We hunted that evening. Because he actually, he kind of dozed off on us. I thought he died behind us because he's back there calling. Let me tell you, I don't know if you've hunted with Eddie.
I have not. But
it's hard. It's him calling, but it's a turkey. And
I believe it.
He was sitting back behind us, and man, he would get on that call. And then he'd wait a little while, and he'd call again, and he'd wait a little while. And he told us, call and do our thing too. And all of a sudden, he didn't call no more. There for hour, little, maybe not quite an hour and a half. And I kind of looked at Dustin. I said, "Do you think he died?" And what he did, he had been on the road so much and no sleep. He went to sleep against that tree, and he woke up. Well, we didn't know it, but all of a sudden, here he come calling again, and actually we called in a turkey that. Or he did. I'm not going to say we did. And, of course, my cohort over there, instead of killing the turkey, he killed the tree in front of him.
Ah.
So, You might have even walked past it. If you saw a tree, a little old tree with no bark on it and dead, it was probably when he shot. So
Nice. Well, not everybody can say they turkey hunted with Eddie Salter, and
No.
that is awesome.
And we did it a couple of years, and we got to be real good friends. And he'll call me in the middle of the season now, and, hey, just checking in, see what y'all have done and where we're hunting at. And we've been close hunting with each other. We was hunting a place in Kentucky a couple of years ago, and he was up there, and it's just amazing, because I look at him like a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I?
Oh, absolutely.
Tom Cruise isn't going to talk to me. That's kind of how I look at him, and that kind and all those people. But one thing I found during this time that we traveled, and I've never travel hunted. Well, me or Dustin, neither one did. And Dustin taught me into going to Texas, and that what kicked us off and doing this stuff. But we've never met anyone that was ugly. Everybody has been just as nice. I'm talking about from, you go out west to Kansas, Nebraska. Most of them don't even know you're turkey hunting. I mean, we was in a restaurant in Nebraska, and the old man walked up and wanted to know what we was doing. We're sitting there in camouflage, what are y'all doing? No, we're turkey hunting. What? So it's been an amazing trip for us. And like I said, we've got to meet so many people like you, but Cuz, Toxie. I mean, everybody's just approachable. I'm hesitant to call it an industry. I don't like calling it an industry. I know it is, but those guys that, in the 80s, when I was a teenager, Toxie and them were just coming on strong. I graduated high school in 83, so Mossy Oak was founded in 86.
Mm-hmm.
So, just seeing them on TV all the time and that kind of thing. And it was just, man, they just treat you like they've known you forever. So that's just great. And I'll tell you,
go ahead.
No, I was going to tell you, they have up there at the Mossy Oak store. When is that? You were out of town. I went.
It's in February.
Is it February? No.
No, it's in March.
Yeah. They do a turkey calling thing, like a custom call deal. You need to come up there and just walk around and be there. It is amazing. I've met so many famous call makers. It's unbelievable. And it's just, and everybody's there. Toxie's there, and, Daniel and Cuz, all the whole crew's there. Bobby Cole, Dudley, everybody's there, and they're just as friendly. Of course, it helps when you're hanging out at a booth like we do with Legacy. He's there because he's a custom call
right
maker. And he's known them all for 30 years. So
I've wanted to go there so bad. I think I've only known about it for 2 years. I don't know how long they've been doing it besides that.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Okay. But my daughter plays travel softball, and she's been either in Panama City or Laurel, Mississippi each time. One of them, I was like, man, we're just a little bit of ways. I'm going to go sneak off. But, I mean, I saw Redbeard, a bunch of people post videos and stuff of being there. Man, it looks like so much fun. I want to go to Unicoi, too. Have y'all ever been there?
I have not been there, but we've talked about going. And we may get over there. But, yeah, that's I don't know where I met Dean Redbeard. We talked to him. I've got several of his calls, and he makes some beautiful calls. But this past year, Dustin works a lot of storm work, hurricanes, and
yes, sir.
This year he was up in Tennessee, where all the flooding from who was it, Helene come through. He was working it. He couldn't go. I went over there and helped work the Legacy thing, but I ran into Redbeard. Of course, me and him's talked a lot. I mean, we messaged back and forth. He called. When he made my call, I mean, I was talking to him on the phone, and he was playing it over the phone and wanting to send me sound files. I said, listen, if you built it and you say it's good, I don't need to hear it.
Exactly.
But I mean, just super people. I mean, it's amazing this whole hunting community. I'll call it a community. Yeah, I don't want to call it industry. It sounds too.
And that's the crazy thing is, like, I mean, most people idolize, basketball players, baseball players, actors, and you can never get within arm's reach of those folks. And these are the people that you and I and, half of everybody else like us have watched, growing up. And it's so neat to see how humble and down to earth they are. And I mean, it's just like, I've never shook Redbeard's hand, but I was on the podcast right after him on Fistful of Dirt, and we just got to talking back and forth on Facebook, and before you know it, I got a track player sent in the mail. And I mean, just the nicest group of folks. Now, like you said, they ain't going to tell you. They might say Canada is where you need to go hunting, but they ain't going to tell you too much detail. But I mean, just the most down to earth folks ever, and it's an amazing community.
Yeah, we're going to go actually to Georgia and record with Redbeard. We want to see his shop, that kind of thing. We're going to go over there and do that. And same way like Harold Knight. We met him last year. I mean, I've seen him in passing and got an autograph and that kind of thing. But he came in. Of course, Night and Hell, they sold the brand, but he still reps with them and that kind of stuff. And he was there.
Yes, sir.
And I was hoping to get over there when David was there. And, but Harold was still there, and we went over there just to talk to him. And before he could get talking to us, and this is just kind of people they are, this little kid had bought a push button call. And we were talking to him, and he said, "Hey, just step right back here, put us kind of behind the counter." And he took that little kid and tuned the call, squatted down on his knees and played the call and had him play the call. I bet he took 10 or 15 minutes for that little kid.
That's awesome.
Signed the call.
I wouldn't expect any less.
No, I wouldn't either. But I mean, it's just to witness it. That little boy didn't know who he was really. I mean, this kid wasn't 8, 9 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
It was just
his dad knew,
right.
For sure. But
and I'd mentioned to Harold that I was looking for a call. I think it was the Scarlet Fever is the one I really wanted. And he was like, "Y'all wait here, get back over here." And I thought he was fixing to pull one out, but he was standing, had us back there, and he goes, the Scarlet Fever is a good call, but you want that moonshine call. And he starts reaching in his call bag, and he whipped one out. I'm thinking, man, this man's fixing to give me a moonshine call. He said, "This is the one I hunt with every year." And he whipped it out and played it. And guess what I've got now on my shelf? I've got a moonshine. I got a Scarlet Fever too, but I got a moonshine, and I hunted with it in Canada. I hunted with it in Illinois last year. Indiana. Now, I can't whip it out in front of my legacy game call buddies. But,
right.
I'm supposed to always be playing a legacy call. But, and he agreed to do a podcast with us and gave me a private phone number. But we've not done it yet. But if we don't, we're gonna mess up. And
we're wanting that to be part of the kickoff.
Yeah, we're gonna. Actually, Jesse's our kickoff. If you want to really know,
Yep.
I mean, we're talking turkeys tonight. We ain't really talked deer at all.
Ain't bothered me.
Well, I haven't missed it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm not listen, I only deer hunt just to pass the wintertime away. I'm not mad at them no more. I do like to eat them, so I'll put a couple in the freezer. And I've got one I got my eye on that's right here behind the house. If I get him, that's great. If I don't, the happiest day of my life is the last day of deer season, because I know turkey season is only a few weeks away.
Thanks, Skippy.
So, what's your plans this year? You got plans on getting back out there? Well, you said you're taking your son. Y'all just going to hunt right around the house there? Or?
I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. I'm not part of a club. I was only part of a club for a little while. It's a lot easier talking mama into spending all that money being away when I'm taking one of the heathens with me.
There you go.
And so now that my son's got the bug, I've been trying to find, most of these clubs, in y'all's area or lower Alabama, start back in, February, March, something like that. So if I play my cards right, I'd like to find something. If not, it's going to be public land, and I'm hesitant to really kind of take him on it. Like I said, it's folks. I know 2 people that have been killed personally on this public land close to me, and it's just folks just being ridiculous in the woods. So I'd really like to get some private and get him out there. But I mean, I'm sure talking with Steve, talking with somebody, we could work something out, because my son thinks that, Steve is just the coolest guy. He'll sit there and watch Steve's YouTube videos and just listen to his podcasts. And so I'm sure we get something figured out, but I didn't pull a quota for public land for deer yet. And so I got to wait a couple more days before I could get in the woods with a gun, but I'm ready to get another one. The funny thing is that I've never turkey hunted with Eddie Salter, but the last time I saw Eddie was when I killed my first deer with a crossbow. I was up there in Evergreen, and he came over for supper that night after I'd killed that first deer. So it was neat to share that experience with him. And I don't know, have you ever seen Trent Ellis on social media?
Oh yeah,
we've tried to get him on here. He's hard, man, to get a hold of, though.
He is a busy man, but Steve invited me, Cuz, and Trent out there to hunt, and then invited Eddie over, and just neat getting to hear Eddie talk about all of the stories and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I'm excited to get in the woods. I'm hoping it don't snow like it did last year. That's a little too cold for me, but hopefully get something.
Yeah, but you know what? Living where you live, your kids, that might be the only snow they see for the next 10, 15 years. I mean,
oh man, they were ate up with it.
I bet they were. I got a friend. I go to a place called Cedar Key outside of Gainesville out there, and a buddy of mine. He's an author, but his son loaded up his girlfriend, and they drove to Tallahassee so they could see snow. They'd never seen snow before. It didn't snow that far south. It was. I laughed about it when he was telling me. So, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. And I'm originally from West Tennessee, and my dad retired from the military, and then we wound up down here. But so I didn't even deer hunt until I moved down to Florida. It was mostly duck hunting up there. But I just went on a trip with my wife to Montana and Wyoming, and
I saw some of the pictures you posted on that trip.
That spoiled me, because I'm about as Southern as they come. And I told my wife, I was like, I'm not going to be moving past the Mason-Dixon. But whenever I got to the first gas station and they sold AR-15s and Benellis at the gas station, and there's 10-point whitetails standing right next to a 5x5 mule deer on the side of the road with ditch roosters going every which ways. Man, I'm ready for it now. So I've got to find something local to take me and my son hunting. But I'm ate up with it right now.
Well, there's nothing better you can do for a child is get him out there in the woods. I believe it. They used to always say, take your kids hunting and you'll never have to hunt your kids. And it's true. It's really true.
And they'll stay too broke to buy anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, if they get eat up with it, they're not going to be out doing anything but wanting to buy something for hunting.
Right.
Well, a video game, you can't get that out of their hands hardly, but I know my two was that way.
Man, I felt good last week, and I lent one of my rifles to a friend of mine for his little boy to go hunting. And he killed his first deer all by himself last weekend with the same rifle my daughter killed her first 2 deer with. So it was awesome.
Man, that's awesome.
Love kids being in the woods.
Yeah, we'll have to.
That's it.
Maybe it might be too late this year, but maybe next year we work something out and get you and him come up, or her or whoever. Bring them both.
Well, yeah.
If they're in, if you can get them to hunt, and
yeah, I still got faith
places.
in her. But he's definitely, like I said, I mean, that joker is in his bottomland all day long, listening to that Hardy bottomland song. And,
oh yeah.
Mr. Cuz, did he text you today? And the funny thing, I don't know if you've seen it, if you saw some of the pictures that I posted, even my daughter's travel softball team, they're all hunters too. So this year we had pink bottomland style jerseys, so it even goes into the softball. So it's 8 up down here. But yeah, man, we're ready to get them in the woods. And me and my wife, we work remote most of the time, so we homeschool our kids ever since COVID. She was doing hair and stuff before, and she lost her job, so we just started homeschooling the kids. And I mean, anytime we go out in the woods, it's just another school session, finding a shed, looking for tracks. I mean, we keep I think it's Peterson's book of tracks, animal tracks, in the car, and the kids get so excited. So anytime they find something, they'll pull out that book and look for new tracks. And so we love it, man.
I don't know if you know or keep up with the guy, but we made friends. Matter of fact, we met him in Florida, but his name's Wes Brewer. If not, look him up. You talk about a turkey killer. Him and his son, they are turkey killers. They travel everywhere, but he homeschools. Or his wife, I guess, homeschools. He works for the power company over there, but he saves all of his time, and he travels all over the U.S. Him and his son, well, his whole family go sometimes. But you talk about killing. We met them the night before we left Gainesville coming home. We were up late. Matter of fact, we had the manager come. I got in trouble. I was playing a box call at 11:30 at night. Apparently bothering the people next door. But he come rolling in, this guy did, him and his son, didn't know us from Adam. Of course, our door was wide open. He just walked in with his sack of hamburgers, and, we're all turkey hunters, and that, they were there to hunt. I think he had a piece of private they were going to hunt. Mm-hmm. And we said, well, keep up. We traded numbers. We were headed to South Dakota a few weeks later, and he was too. And we made plans to meet up. It didn't work out, but he, before we got to Tallahassee that morning, them two jokers had done killed a turkey apiece, and he was leaving the private land to go hunt a management area somewhere.
They were scouting public.
Because he wanted more of a challenge. I've never seen, his name, like I said, he's been on the podcast, but Wes Brewer, he's as good as gold. He lives in Mississippi. But I'm telling you, I've never been around somebody that he could just walk on he went to Talladega National Forest last year, never been there in his life, over on the other side of Anniston, and killed a turkey in the first couple of hours.
Man, that is amazing.
Yeah, some people, they've got it. They've just got it. I'm a fair turkey hunter, and I've killed my fair share of them, but I'm not of that level at all. I struggle. Usually, if me and Dustin go somewhere, I'm usually the last one to shoot one. I was in Illinois this year. I was in Canada too. I think the only place I've ever beat you was South Dakota. I killed one first 15 minutes of the first half of the day.
You were so lucky. I hunted in the rain.
Yeah. Well, Dustin had to hunt in the rain the whole next day. But we got out of the truck and walked over the hill, and we're talking. We hit our calls, and we're still talking. And man, one gobble, and I had him killed. I killed him.
He got to lay up and drink coffee and watch Golden Girls.
I woke him up that morning. It was pouring down rain, and we're in South Dakota, and just like 40 degrees. And he said, "Is it still raining?" Because I get up early. I'm an old guy. I get up, drink coffee, and that kind of stuff. I said, "Oh, it's pouring down. I might just stay in this morning." I said, "Oh no, we drove 2,000 miles. You getting out there and hunting?" I went down and eat breakfast with him, watched him drive away, and I went back. Took me a early morning. Went back to sleep.
I had to come in and eat some nasty breakfast at noon, 1 o'clock.
But we killed, but I beat him, and you know what? I'm not one of them guys. If I'm going and I had to pay on that hunt, we weren't hunting public in there. We hunted public in Kansas and Nebraska on the way up. But I'm not the guy that's going, it's the first morning of the first hunt. I'm not going to shoot nothing. If it walks out 5 minutes after I'm there, I'm going to shoot it if it's what I'm looking for, you know. And they had told us, the guy that had me, he said, now this is your hunt. If you want to kill a Jake, you know, you shoot a Jake. I said, I didn't come to South Dakota to kill no Jake.
They asked us what kind of setting. We was like, yeah, golf course, it don't matter to us. We're here to kill a bird. He said, what was they talking about? We were in there, and he said something about, so y'all are turkey hunters from Alabama? And we said, no, sir, we're turkey killers. And if we didn't come here to hunt, we come here to kill. And that just tickled them to death because everybody there was from, you know, up north somewhere. We was the only rednecks there in the whole place. They thought we worked for Mossy Oak. We come in there. We weren't even pro staff then, but everything we had, we're in all Mossy Oak. Guns are all camoed up. You work for Mossy Oak? No, I wish we did, but nope. So
have both of y'all killed the same amount of states?
We have killed everywhere together except I killed one in Kansas and he didn't. And he killed one in Nebraska, and I didn't. So
gotcha.
We got to go back. Now, we both struck out in Oklahoma. We've been Oklahoma.
And Indiana. We was close.
Yeah, we got real close. And then we had one probably 20 steps behind us in Indiana. But it was a funny thing. I've got a buddy who's got a big farm up there, and he let me come up. He wants us to kill our Indiana birds up there. So we worked this bird all morning. We had him within 60 yards one time, and he just wouldn't come on up the hill. And he went back off down to the bottom where he had been strutting. So when he would go down the creek, and he'd come back up the creek. So we timed it when he went down the creek, and we went down the hill. And we got set up. Beautiful, beautiful hardwoods. But he was over a bank down on a flat by the creek. And he was gobbling right off behind, you know, right off down in front of it. There's no way to see him. So we're set up. If he came right, Dustin would shoot him. If he came left, I would shoot him. And we called and called. He would gobble. He was hot. And then he just went silent. That's usually a good sign. And we're setting up. I've set up kind of straight in front of me. And Dustin set up. And I'm telling you, probably 10 steps behind us, this turkey gobbled. And it was so close, it went through you. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but he thundered.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was like, we're on these huge trees.
That's getting me pumped.
I'm going, you know, we're like, how did he get behind us?
No way.
I was going, how did he get past us to get behind us? So we've decided now I've got to get a little more left in case he comes out on my left. And as I'm adjusting a little bit left, guess what? Here comes the bird off the creek. He comes up and as I'm just barely moving my gun. This was a totally separate bird that slipped in behind us. We had heard him that morning, but it never dawned on us he had come in.
He was like 400 yards plus away.
And the bird that we were working saw me move, saw one of us. I feel like it was me because I was shifting just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I don't know when he took off if it spooked the bird behind us, but both of them left. And that was our last morning to hunt.
Man, that'll make you sick to your stomach.
Oh, so exciting though. I mean, you know, I hate it. I mean, I've actually physically thrown up because I messed up on a bird, or I had one see me after I worked him for 3.5 hours, but it was just, we really didn't even have to come home. I really don't know why we came home. We had another day. I don't know why we left and come home.
His buddy kept saying, y'all just stay and hunt another day. Hunt this evening, hunt tomorrow. And we're like, I don't know. We just went throwing stuff in the truck. And then I came home. It was too wet to work. And Anthony's off on Mondays. This was on Sunday morning. But we boogied right on home.
Yeah.
We could have hunted probably another 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just one of them things. I don't know what we was thinking. Man. Now when we did our Midwest we set up our hunt. We was going to get our Merriam because we killed a Rio. So we set up this hunt in South Dakota. And as it got closer and closer, it was like, well, we got to drive right through Kansas. And at that time, it was just a few years ago, but Kansas was over the counter. Lots of walk-in land, tons of walk-in land. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, we should just leave early enough to hunt a couple of days in Kansas. So we decided we'd do that. I said, well, we got to drive right through Nebraska. Well, of course, Nebraska, they have a quota of turkeys they give out, but if you call in, you'll get your tag. And we decided we'd hunt a couple 2 or 3 days. So we ended up hunting 3 days in Kansas, 3 days in Nebraska.
3 days in South Dakota.
We're supposed to have 3 days in South Dakota. Of course, I finished the first 15 minutes, but I mean, it was amazing. Nebraska was amazing. I mean, there were turkeys everywhere.
Crazy country.
Man.
I don't know how, but other than it's me that I didn't kill one as many as we saw. We on the drive to some of we counted over 100.
Yeah.
On the side of the interstate, in people's yards.
And we didn't see another 100 except at the hotel.
Yeah.
That's the only place.
Wow.
It was amazing. And of course, we hunted out the little local breakfast place, hoping, we'd be in there. And sure enough, I mean, it worked out. I mean, when we walked in, it was like one of them old West shows. The whole place got quiet, and they looked at us because they knew we weren't supposed to be there. It was kind of like, how the old folks will go to Hardee's every morning and have a biscuit and drink coffee. Well, that's the way this little town restaurant was. And we're sitting there.
They knew you weren't from there.
Oh, no, and we're in full camo, too, because it was kind of mid-morning. And here come a guy. I thought he worked there. Old man.
Our own did or something.
Yeah, come over there, got us a cup of coffee apiece, poured it, and then he just started talking, and like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, oh, we're here turkey hunting. And I'm hoping the whole time he goes, well, I've got 1,000-acre cattle ranch, or something. I don't think not one of them people had any property other than what they lived on, little place. But they got to knowing us because when we come in there to eat or something, y'all had any luck? Oh, no, not yet. But
the hotel ladies washed our clothes for us.
The hotel was in. We come in and we was going to wash clothes, and she said, y'all go on and hunt. We'll finish them. We'll wash them up and get them in the dryer for you. And they washed our clothes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. It was I'm telling you, it's just been amazing. At the places, I mean, we found a place in Nebraska. Some little town was headed out.
Talking about where we ate breakfast?
Yeah, where we ate breakfast.
That place was awesome.
Just a little hole in the wall, little town, probably didn't have 200 people living in it. And friendly. It's just amazing to me.
Fantastic food.
Yeah, great
all
food.
Organic stuff. It was good.
It was, just fortunate, I've reached a point in my life where, my kids are grown. I don't have a mortgage no more, so I can afford to do a little bit of stuff. But my problem is I'm getting old. So, along come Dustin a few years ago. I had my best friend, we turkey hunted together for over 20 years, and he had just passed away. He got cancer, and I was going to quit. I'll be honest with you. I'd lost every bit of my drive to hunt, and I just was not going to hunt. And Dustin, we had met he'd done some work for me. He owns a dirt moving business, and he called me out of the blue one December or something. February.
I was snowed in.
He was off in Louisiana doing storm work. You ever thought about going to Texas and hunting? No. You want to? I said, yeah, I'll try it. And from then on, man, we went to Texas and did our thing. And one day when we're all together, I've told the story 100 times, but we'll all sit down and you hear that was a wild trip to Texas. We put some miles on the truck, and we experienced things that I hope I never experience again.
We put a lot of miles on the boots.
Well, from hotels catching on fire to, it was just everything.
Man, y'all got all kinds of stories.
Oh man, I could write a book just on that trip. But we've had a good time, and that's one thing hunting does. I think it brings people together and make good friends. I've got one of the best friends I've ever had now sitting right next to me just because of turkey hunting. Really,
absolutely.
And because I just don't know. I might have got over it and hunted again, but you just don't. I don't know. And being 60 years old, of course, seeing Eddie Salter run around, and gives me hope. I've never seen a more active guy for his age to have. I mean, he's had shoulder surgeries and all kinds of stuff, neck and blind in one eye. I don't know if you know that, but he's blind in one eye.
I did not know that.
Drive if you go.
Yeah, don't ride with him at night. Always volunteer.
I've heard
volunteer.
that podcast.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Always drive.
Whew. Man, I still get goosebumps when I see that near miss we had.
Semi lights.
I feel like,
and the funny thing is, man, like you talk about like the good people that you bump into and all that. Like I've never bumped into anybody, whether I was turkey hunting, deer hunting, wherever, like that hated hunters or didn't understand. Like you said, folks might be curious, but it just makes you wonder who's those folks voting against everything, trying to shut down stuff. I mean, I don't know if you saw in Florida, we had the bear season.
Oh my God,
this year. And I mean, that was a huge deal. Everybody, trying to buy up the tags so people couldn't actually hunt them. But I mean, there's just so many good folks out there and that traveling and all that stuff. That's awesome.
That's why together. I believe most of what we see on the news and talked about is propaganda. Now, I'm not saying you go out to Oregon or California. I've been there. In those big cities, that's where they're at. The people we meet in these little towns and places we've been, no, they're just like we are. They're just working a job, trying to live. They respect you. You respect them. It's just, you're better off, I really believe, just turn the news off and not even listen to it or look at it.
That's what I do. I have no clue what's going on.
Well, I do in the morning. I have to watch for the weather because
ain't nothing else to watch at 5 in the morning.
Well, that's true.
4:30.
But yeah, I know. And like I said, we meet not those kind of people. That's how we got involved with Legacy through this stuff. We've met you through this kind of stuff. I mean, how in the world? I mean, you can't say anything bad about it. There's just nothing bad to say.
Well, you mentioned Shane Simpson earlier, and I've been following Shane for a long time, and I reached out to him about coming on the podcast. I couldn't believe it. I mean, he was responsive, and he said, "Sure, I'll do it." And I said, "Well, I know you're busy," and he worked us in. I mean, I was amazed.
I think he was laying in the bed when he did the podcast.
Yeah,
he just got back from an out-of-state hunt.
But I mean, everybody we've ever reached out to has been like, "Yeah, I'll do it." So it's crazy. Once again, the community's pretty good.
And they're so willing to share the information. And I mean, as soon as Steve Green started his podcast, I was going to an event in Pensacola, and Hank Parker was going to be here, and I was like, "Hey, if I get the chance, I'm just going to ask Hank if he'd entertain coming on your podcast. I don't know how it works. I'm sure there's a fee you pay somebody or whatever," and I just happened to have a second next to him. Me and my dad got a picture with him, and I just said, "Hey, would any chance that you would entertain a podcast? This is what my buddy's doing. This is what he stands for." I said, "Absolutely." He gave me his number. I mean, just Joe Blow. Yeah. I can't picture anybody walking up to Michael Jordan and him going, "Oh, here's my cell phone number. Why don't you stop by the house later so we could talk about basketball?"
That's what amazes me. I mean, that's like when we met Eddie. Here's my cell phone number. Just call me. And I'm like, this man didn't really give us his cell phone number.
Well, man,
the funny thing is, I still have Eddie Salter's business card from, I want to say it was the first World Deer Expo that I ever went to. And I bought a call from him, and he double charged me on my debit card, and it was just an accident, but he was swiping it and he double charged me. He gave me his business card, and he said, well, here's my personal cell phone number in here. I want to make sure it goes back to you because it's the weekend. It might take a little while. And then somehow or another, I mentioned where we were living, and he said, I'm actually going to be in your town next week. And my wife was doing hair at the time, and he said, ma'am, I think I might stop by and get a haircut from you if you don't mind. And I mean, sure enough, that joker, he called me afterwards to let me know that it did go through, and he just wanted to make sure it went on my end. But I mean, just genuine caring folks.
Oh, yeah,
and I mean, you couldn't ask for a better community, man.
No, you couldn't. That's probably, it's just, I don't know what else you can say. I mean, it's just that's the way it is. But listen, Jesse, we appreciate you coming on. We've kept you a little longer than we should have. But
I've enjoyed it.
Well, we'll definitely catch back up with you throughout the turkey season and see what's going on, and if you've had any luck or your son's had any luck, and for sure, if you do, send us a picture and all, and let us know. And
absolutely. I'm sure we'll bump into each other in Nashville. Here in a couple weeks.
Man,
we're leaving Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday. We're going to go up Wednesday and help our buddies set their booth up and that kind of thing.
We say it'll be Wednesday evening. We'll be out of here Wednesday morning Christmas.
We'll be out at daylight here in Nashville.
I still got to figure out the person who sold all the wives on spending Valentine's Day at a turkey hunting show, because that is the most genius person that I've ever seen. Let me tell you, my wife loves going.
Let me tell you our secret. When our wives showed up last year, we went up early. They came in Thursday, right? Friday?
Friday at lunch,
They came in Friday at lunch. Well, we were up there since that Tuesday. But we had candy, we had flowers, everything was on the table in our little condo. Well, it's kind of a condo. We're staying at the Wyndham Suites. We're not staying at the Grand Ole Opry Hotel.
Gaylord.
But yeah, we don't stay there. We stay across the road. I got a good friend. All of Legacy and everybody stays over there. But we had everything on the table for them, and when they come in, oh my goodness, shit, we were the tops, and I'm sure we'll have to do the same thing this year.
Yeah.
So, carry them to a good dinner and that kind of stuff. It works out.
To keep mama happy, and then you get to keep doing your turkey hunt.
That's right. And they both learned us already that we'll tell them we're only going to be gone 4 days, and 9 days later we come back home.
They don't even ask for the schedule anymore.
Yeah, no. No, she's asked me to.
I gotta get mine like that.
Well, I almost missed my son's 2-year college graduation a couple years ago because we were turkey hunting. He
said, Hunter graduates college tomorrow, and I'm going like, what? We're in Tennessee. You got to get home.
We got a quick double in and come to the house.
So, and we did.
Nothing wrong with that.
We doubled up, and he took off the next morning and made graduation. So,
but he graduates.
That's awesome.
4-year this time. So I hope we're home.
Well,
if we're not, he'll understand.
Well, anyway, but Jesse, we're not going to keep you any longer. I just want to thank you again for coming on. Stay in touch with us.
Hope your wife continues to get healthy.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. And, I very much appreciate it. And we got to catch up some more. And I hope you gents have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year.
And you too, and your family too. And I
appreciate y'all.
We'll talk real soon, okay?
All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, that was a good podcast. Jesse's a good guy.
Genuine dude, man.
I'd like to share a tree with him.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get him up this way or meet somewhere down south or do something one of these days. Super guy. Anybody that'll hunt 10 years and not kill a bird and stay with it.
Maybe how my sandhill crane is this year.
If we don't do some scouting or do something, maybe when is season? Is it season?
Maybe. I got to look into it.
Damn, maybe we should be carrying our guns and ride up to the management area and do a little scouting. We might just walk up on one. Never know.
Never
know. Well, all right. That was a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy New Year to you. Hope you had well, I don't know if this is going to come out right at New Year's, right after New Year's. As you can tell, we've pretty much flipped the switch. Our thoughts are already turning to spring, even though it's still winter.
Well, we've been hearing them gobble while we deer hunt.
That does set you off, but you're going to hear more and more turkey content. I'm just going to warn you right now. Deer season's not over by no shot. I mean, we still got 2 months basically left in this season. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to cough in your ear. So anyway, have you got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. We want to thank you for putting up with us and listening to us. Give us a like, give us a review, share us with a friend, buy a t-shirt. And if nothing else, we'll talk to you in about a week, and take care of those trees, because that's where the turkeys sleep.